Fuck no, I'm not a faggot. Alright, this was about 5-6 years ago and I've largely forgotten the less important details, but I'll try to do my best to green text it. B. Senior year of high school. B. Rare autist capable of mimicking normal fag interaction and enough into exercise to just appear strange, but pleasant unless the autist floodgates accidentally get opened. Had GFs before but no GF at the time. Lived in Colorado. Trying to think of shit to do for senior graduation. One of my friends invites me along to go on a trip with them. Two of us have had a no-homo bromance for the last 3 years. Like, we've been each other's wingman for getting dates and shit, have always managed to get roles helping each other in the musicals, take the same elective classes, etc. He's a bit bulky but half the autist that I am, so he just sort of gets it. Anyway. Senior trip is just camping in the mountains with some of the theater kids. Figure I'll just pack a change of clothes and bring a sleeping bag. No, not campsites, but actually in the mountains, gonna scramble off trail and hole up for a couple nights playing loud music, lighting off fireworks, and doing stupid shit. Autistically screech about how one of the local town cops will catch us up there at night, fireworks are illegal, bears will eat us, etc. I was a no-guns faggot at the time. Eventually agreed to go because graduating and gotta do something worth remembering. Plan to go in June after graduation since mountains are cold as shit pretty much year-round, but more bearable in the early summer. His older brother drops the two of us off at the meetup site along with some chick he was fucking dating at the time. We end up hiking up the road a ways because the spot was obviously a lie so the folks wouldn't worry about us. Find about 20 plus theater kids sitting around talking shit. Only maybe 10 of us are seniors, rest are just random theater kids from high school who wanted to see us off proper via the trip. Wait around another hour before deciding everyone was there. Obviously everyone was not there and a couple others would catch up with us over the next half hour. Final number is in the 30s easily, holy shit. Get off the road to follow a trail. Booze and shitty weed, because high school, pretty much immediately comes out. Set off away from the trail marking our way back, double tracing with shitty GPS signal and such just in case. Off trail is rough, people bitching, no one knows what the fuck we're doing, just following the folks up front. Probably around 4 in the afternoon when we finally find a tree clearing that looks like it'll be a good place to camp out, nice wind coverage from some overhanging rocks and such. Little stream from melting snow about 5 minutes from us, place is gorgeous if not still cold as shit in summertime because way too high of an altitude. Haven't really had any alcohol at this point, maybe a hard cider on our way up. Setting up the atmosphere a bit. Kinda looked like pic related. I didn't dare take pics on my phone. Would've lost M anyway since I was convinced we'd get caught fucking around where we weren't supposed to be. Screw around playing loud music, firing firecrackers, and shit in a dirt patch we made, etc. Stupid shit, you know. Sun's gonna set in an hour. Start getting tents set up. Realize some of the younger dumb cunts didn't bring tents. One of them didn't even bring a sleeping bag, just a blanket. Verbal fights begin breaking out. Bro and his GF's tent and my tent are set up. Look at bro, knowingly. My tent's gonna get jacked before this is over because younger kids are faggots and will screech about the girls who didn't bring tents, but need to grab some big wood no homo to burn. Friend offers to guard tent if I get his share of firewood. Shrug and agree, figure why not. Grab LED lantern and head out Innawoods with only a pocket knife as a weapon to get firewood. Figured out some faggoty way to tie lantern around my jacket sleeve so I have both hands free. Get all the wood. It's dark. Start seeing shit in the corner of my eyes. Haha, that's funny, seriously stop guys. No responses, keep seeing something out of the corner of my eyes dashing between bushes, but don't hear anything. Neck hairs standing on edge, get an ominous feeling. Maybe a deer or something, decide to sing loudly to try and scare it off. Only songs that come to mind is shit like Sugar Sugar and Rick Roll, those kind of love songs. I'm a choir kid after all. Autistically start singing them louder and louder as I make my way back to the camp. Can't think of anything, but still feel something watching me, scared shitless but just keep briskly walking back to camp. Singing Trolololo song because it's the only thing I can do while almost out of breath. Different friend jumps out at me and scares the living shit out of me, nearly piss myself. Freak the fuck out and drop all my wood, autism goes into full overdrive and begin yelling at him, asking how long he's been following me. What are you talking about, Anon? We heard you singing on the way back to camp. Ominous feeling is gone. Figure he's just fucking with me and was following me the whole time but didn't want to say it. Tell everyone I thought I saw a bear out in a woods. We light that fire up because for some reason our dumb teenage brains processed fire equals no bears. Guys all had tents, couple girls didn't have tents, didn't want to share with guys. Didn't want to give up tent because a little paranoid still and didn't want to be outside by fire all night. Ended up trading my tent for the night to a couple girls in exchange for a fifth of spiced rum. Bro let me sleep in his tent as long as I knew they were having sex either way. Didn't want to share tent, but didn't want to be outside either. Kept my mouth shut and must have fallen asleep before they went at it because only remember the tent smelling like sweaty fat dude the next morning. Be day 2 of 4. Stored rum in my backpack so no one could steal it. Be autistic about keeping backpack with me or with bro at all times. Day went great other than yelling at girls who borrowed my tent for putting a hole in it. Some of the dumbasses hung over from night before because they partied too early. Mostly just chilled, went hiking around the perimeter. Someone stole their dad's handgun. I legit don't remember what it was. Just that it was a .22 LR revolver, and I got laughed at for not being able to load because no guns faggot. Took pot shots at a tree like a bunch of hooligans. Began taking swigs of rum from bottle around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, let my bro have a couple swigs but otherwise drank the entire thing myself over the course of 10-ish hours. Anyways pretty drunk by the time the sun's going down. Girls who stole/borrowed my tent are shacking up with some other dudes that night. Got firewood before the sun went down this time. Finally have the tent to myself, partying it up with everyone else. Be pissed drunk. Hooting and hollering with friends, having a great time. See this QT who I swear I didn't see the first day screwing around with everyone else. She's maybe 4 feet 11 inches and mildly busty. Figured she was a freshman or sophomore, but drunken dick is talking at this point for me. Introduce myself. She's super fucking quiet, but smiles and nods while I'm talking to her, don't think much of it. Notice her occasionally flaring her nostrils. Seems to be smelling me. Figure she's just into kinky shit as about an hour passes with us partying. Bro is nowhere to be found, figure he's fucking again. Short chick has been grinding on me a bit, but it's completely out of sync to the music. At this point as she grabs my hand and begins leading me away from the group. See bro and wave to him as he chases after me for a second as if something's wrong. Hear someone yell my name as we pick up the pace. Doesn't matter, QT's more important in my brain for some reason, drunk brain is thinking I'm gonna get lucky. Somehow feel like I'm warping or something, like I legit ain't tripping on jack shit despite being drunk as fuck and running through the brush. Have mild blackouts for split seconds where we seem to have traveled a decent distance. Completely out of breath by the time we stop, wheezing. Campfire is in the far distance. Get this really ominous feeling as short girl kind of circles me like captured prey. What the fuck? She pulls me down a bit and breathes heavily into my neck like she's taking in my smell. Didn't know what a goat man was at the time, area didn't smell like rust or blood. Area smelled like a porcupine in heat. Don't ask how I know what that smells like. Temperature seems to have instantly dropped like 10 degrees. Short girl forces me down with way more strength than a grill her size should have. I should mention she was wearing what looked like a skirt that was in style in the 80s and leggings. Fumbles with my belt and jeans like she doesn't know how to get them off. Fuck, I'm getting a handy from a QT? Somehow managed to get pants off. Drunken brain doesn't give a fuck about the musk smell anymore or ominous feeling. Watch her pull down her leggings and drops down, but whiskey dick. Oh fuck, sex. I don't have a condom but if you're on birth con. She presses a finger against my lips. Get the roughest hand job I've ever had, but somehow gets me up enough to go in. This shit feels like nothing I've ever felt before, K. Like definitely not fucking human, but this is a Christian image board so I don't want to go into details. Air smells of sweat and that damned porcupine musk. Playing with her tits, having the best damned sex of my life even though I can't feel half of it because drunk as fuck. Go to kiss her. She makes this gnarly sound like a nasally animal. The fuck? About to come buckets. Lean in to kiss her again. She's fucking singing the sugar sugar song in that voice your cat makes when imitating a person's voice, but it's more bestial, nasally and almost bellowing, but definitely trying to imitate the song I was singing yesterday. She's got this shit-eating grin while she's doing it. What the fuck? Try to push her off, but she grabs me by the shirt and forces me down. I think I hit my head on a tree or something. Blackout.
You did what had to be done, Anon. You followed the proud European tradition of fucking weird shit in the woods. But, are you a father?
No clue. I tried going back a couple years later, but there was nothing there, and got in trouble with the local sheriff. Anyways, that wasn't the last time seeing her during that trip. Moving on to day 3 now. Wake up before the sun's risen. Still feel drunk. Have headache. Have big bruise on back of head and smell like musk from night before. Cold as fuck. Have all my shit. Pants were pulled back up, but unzipped. Pocket knife is missing. There's a dead squirrel with its lower half missing next to me. Figured I scared off a wolf or something that was eating it. Spooked as fuck, but head hurts and don't feel well. Take a piss, brain too hazy trying to recall last night's events. Gather some wood on my way back to where I think the camp is. Takes me 2 hours to find it, sun is rising. Camp was that far away plus wandered around a little bit looking for landmarks to guide me back. Looking around for the grill from last night. Bro, where the fuck were you? And you need to rinse off or something, you smell fucking disgusting. Bro seems super relieved but super pissed off at me when he wakes up and sees me starting a fire and eyeing everyone's tents. Sipping precious water and avoiding answering questions. Doesn't matter, had sex. With who? Bro asks. Describe her. Dude, there's no one in the group like that. Tell him he's a lying faggot. All my friends in the group are pissed and questioning who the fuck I ran off with last night and why I didn't come back until that morning. Couple hours pass. Holy shit, there's no one in the group like that. Apparently they spent a couple hours looking for me to no avail. They were convinced a bear or some shit dragged me off/ate me. Too embarrassed to tell them had sex, that information is reserved for best bro, not the rest of those plebs. Eventually they shrug it off and we party it up again. I opt to stay with the group enjoying the great outdoors that day instead of partying it up back at camp, given the massive fucking hangover. Best bro is staying with me that day to make sure I'm alright. Tell him in secret what happened, his eyes get wide and he shakes his head. Tells me to never tell anyone else about what happened. Ironic since I'm posting this here on K. Tells me I fucked jailbait. I think he was just trying to save me from explaining I fucked a goat girl. Sun has set but it's still not dark yet, but it's getting dark, my group is heading back to the campsite. See grill in the distance. She motions for me to follow her. Feel like this is terrible idea in my gut, like everything in my soul is telling me to just get the fuck out of there. At the same time feel almost compelled to go out in a woods and figure out what the fuck happened. Tell friend I'm gonna go take a piss down by the stream, we'll be right back. His judgment lapsed for a moment I think because he didn't send a buddy with. Girl leads me down to the stream. Try asking her who she is, what the fuck she is. She puts her fingers on my lips again and makes a shush movement. Presses me up against a tree and we begin to go at it. Mind has that hazy feeling to it again, porcupine musk scent is back. Don't want to do anything except enjoy this moment even though my buddy is waiting on me. Feels a shit ton better while sober. I fucking love these perky C-cup tits. Swear I cummed buckets. She's still running me for all I'm worth, like there's no tomorrow. Feels like an hour or 2 has passed. In reality it's more like 20 minutes. Begins making those bellowing noises again. Bro comes running down the slope towards the stream. What the fuck is that? Not entirely sure what he saw, he refuses to describe it to me to this day. All I saw was a perky short chick with shoulder-length brown hair but he insists I was seeing an illusion. She suddenly gets off the dick and turns to him. Hair instantly takes on that bloody sort of smell. Feel this urge to run in my gut like something is horribly wrong. She begins making these strange fake moaning noises. Friend stops in place, his face turns completely fucking pale. I don't get it. PNG. Hey, what are you doing to X? She turns towards me and giggles. My face when she sounds exactly like bro's GF. My face when she's been eavesdropping on their tent every night listening to them fuck. My face when she turns to look at my friend, cackles with this animalistic sound, and sprints off with this weird hoof-like gait. Friend and I completely silent for maybe 5 minutes just staring in the direction she ran off as the sky gets darker. Expletives flying back and forth through the air as the atmosphere finally lets up at this point. Both of us scared shitless. Friend literally pissed himself. We both decide to get the fuck out of there and back to camp, after washing his jeans of course. Everyone asking us why we look like we saw a ghost. Thankfully too dark for them to see bro's piss stains. Neither of us respond. Do a head count, but people left through the trip, so there's only maybe 15 of us left at this point. All of them are folks who were at the start though. Decide not to leave camp for the rest of the trip. Both of us scared shitless, have this feeling of dread around us like we saw some shit on the entire hike back to the road. Bro won't talk about it at all to this day. Sat our asses down, kept quiet, and returned quietly from the trip after getting in vehicle. Ended up dumping his GF about 2 weeks after we got back. Told me he sees what he saw back there every time she'd make a noise while they were fucking or would giggle. I realize it wasn't the spookiest story, but it was 100% legit. Wish I had some sort of proof, but I threw away that tent after the whole fucking cunts became medium dog-sized. Wish I could tell you more, but I was constantly feeling a sense of dread since the first night that entire trip, and after discovering Goatman a year or so later. I kinda put 2 and 2 together and figured that's what she probably was. Hopefully.